No one is coming to save you. My fear is that so many people don't figure that out until it's too late. But know this, no one is coming to save you. If your life is gonna be, it's gonna be up to you. Hi, I'm Amy, and guys, this week we're gonna be talking about the power of action and really the mindset of action and the propelling force of action. There's nothing you'll accomplish on this earth without putting your foot forward and taking a step. And so we're going to talk about that because so many times I sit and I listen to people and they're waiting for someone to save them. Now they would not say that out loud. They're waiting for someone to open a door for them. They're waiting for somebody to be good to them and give them an opportunity. They're waiting for them to get handed a client. They're waiting for them to they're waiting on people to just look over and say, "Oh my gosh, you're so good." And there you go. Guys, and they're forfeiting their future by waiting for someone else to open the door. I know that in my own personal life, there's been things that I wasn't very good at that I waited to see like, hey, I'm hoping he's gonna give me, I had a broker one time. I'm like, I hope he'll give me a lead. And I worked for him for 8 years and he didn't give me a lead. I take that back. He gave me one and I'll never forget it. And but the rest of the time I had to learn how to fish and I had to learn how to hustle. And I stand completely grateful that he never gave me anything because I had to dig down deep and go figure it out. And the best thing we can do for somebody is to let them know if it's going to be, you're going to have to do the work. And I've been listening to a bunch of like incredible entrepreneurs that are worth 200-300 million dollars, 400 million, close to a billionaire. And I keep coming back to the same thing. I keep listening to the same thing. And I keep seeing as a general theme, and I'm always studying people like that. Like, what makes them tick? How do they think? How do they think? How do they think? I'm always watching and listening for how do people think because it's the tell all of everything. And when I'm listening to them, that kind of theme is that one day they woke up and realized that if they wanted to live a different life, it was going to be completely up to them. And so they had to put the action out forward. And then the fact that I was listening to someone in a masterclass panel, and he was talking about he's got a ton of different businesses, highly successful. And he goes, every day I wake up and every day is hard. Every day in my business, in his several, like I think he has like 25 different businesses. He goes, it's hard. There's some businesses that day might not be, and the other parts will be. He goes, but it's hard. And every day I have to choose my hard. There's the pain of regret for not pushing forward, or there's the fruit of, hey, I'm pushing this thing up the hill and it's hard. The reason that it's going to be critical for you to take action steps is if you don't, you'll miss your moment. And I'm talking to you guys today from a serious vantage point. And when I say that, I'm talking about life is happening quickly and it's happening fast. And it's so necessary for you to start to act like if you have a dream you want to fulfill, you have to start taking the action steps today. You cannot afford to wait. So, this is your wake up call. No one's coming to save you, no one's coming to do it for you. You have to walk it out yourself. And here's the good news, you were born with a built in success package. You were born with everything that you needed to fulfill everything you're on this earth to fulfill. Now, are you going to have to develop yourself? Well, of course. Are you going to have to learn and lose and learn? And you never lose if you learn, right? But are you going to have to fall down and get back up? You're going to. But action. Action. I want to talk to you about the power of action. And what I find is when you get in the mindset that I'm going to make this happen, you've got to be prepared for a couple things. In the moment that you feel like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I'm inspired, I wanna make it happen," you're gonna have the motivation to make it happen. But guess what? A week from now, 2 weeks from now, 6 months from now, that same motivation to take the action will most likely not be there. In fact, you'll have strong feelings of not wanting to do anything. And guess what? That's when your discipline kicks in and you tell your emotions and you tell all those things to take a step backwards and you make the action steps anyway. The other day I was talking to someone, they said, "Amy, you just like to get up early." And I'm like, "No, no, I actually do not. I'm actually would love to just keep hitting snooze. I would actually just like to stay in the bed. I would actually like to do that. But I know that my future self will be so grateful that I get out of bed. I do the things that I do. I take care of myself that way. My mindset is different that way. And so it's not even a deciding factor for me anymore. Does my brain ever try to negotiate with me? It sure does. But I've just developed the muscle that I don't listen to the emotional pull to just put the covers over my bed, over my head, because I know that if I do that, I'll be so disappointed in myself all day long. And I know that it's not building a success for my life. It's not building a good habit for my life. And here's the thing, tiny hinges swing big doors. Tiny hinges swing big doors. Those tiny hinges of commitment, of self discipline, of doing the thing, of showing up, of being consistent will keep stacking themselves. There's a compound effect that happens. It will stack and stack and stack until 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you're living a completely different life. And people are going, "Where'd you come from?" Guys, we're living in this environment that we're living in currently. It is a mindset and an action economy. Mindset and action. You gotta keep changing your mind, you gotta keep talking to yourself, you gotta keep seeing opportunity instead of looking at problems all the time, and you've got to act your way out. What does action do? The reason I love action, and I have to take action every single day, and you're gonna learn why you need to take action every single day. What does action do? Action will pull you out of depression, acting your way out of a situation. Do I mean like a mental I mean, do I mean like uh, a depression that's like diagnosed, that's like clinical depression? No, but I do believe it can help. I believe that down feelings or discouraged feelings, the only way out is to act your way out, and that is to do the thing. And so action, when you do the thing, you stack up wins. So the fact that you got out of bed that morning, even if it's 15 minutes earlier than normal, you got up, that's a win. Then you do the next thing. That's a win. And by 9 o'clock, when you show up at your office, or 8 o'clock, whatever the time is, or you get your kids off to school, or whatever your daily routine is, you've stacked up wins already. And winning is a habit. Winning is contagious. You take winning into everything that you do. That is why action is so critical. When you don't act and you sit on pause, there's the strong likelihood that you never will act because the emotion passes you. My greatest business ideas have been come to me spontaneously, and I've taken the spontaneous action. I haven't talked about it. I haven't rehearsed it. I haven't thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. I've acted, and when I acted, it produced. Do you know I say this all the time, and I've been saying it more. God goes with the goers. You have to give him seed to work with. You have to give him an action step so he can show up and meet the need. He can show up and give you favor. But if you just sit there and you don't make the phone call, how can you have favor? You can't just think yourself into success. You can't think yourself into a dream. You can't think yourself into a different life. You have to literally be transformed by action. Action is transformational. That's why I love it. While I don't enjoy the discipline of action, I love the process and the transformation of who I'm becoming in the midst of it. And so do you. So I want you to do this. I want you to identify what it is. Get crystal clear because you need clarity. Get crystal clear on what it is that you want to see happen in your life. And then you must take an action step. You have to put your foot forward. If you don't, you won't. Let me say that again. If you don't act, you won't. So if you don't, you won't. And if you don't act with some urgency, it will never happen. Action, action, action. It is like I was watching my kids, and they always used to throw. We live on a golf course, and there's a bridge that goes over the pond. And I would always let them, pick up rocks, and they would be throwing them into the pond. And Foster would try to pick up a big heavy one, and then Faith was, throw in some maybe littler rocks, and at the end of the day, here's the truth of matter, the ripple effect from any action of any rock being thrown in was a ripple effect. The ripple effect of your action gives God something to work with. The ripple effect of your action opens new doors for you. It hones your skills. The ripple effect of your action, when you take decisive action, guess what? At a certain point, the scale is going to look different. At a certain point, your health is going to look different. At a certain point, your bank account's going to look different. And guess what? The key to it is to continue to act. Motivation is going to walk out the door. That's when you have to just stick to discipline. You have to stick to your bigger purpose. You have to know that I know my why. My future self will thank me. And when you get deep down in you, no one's coming to save me. I'm telling you guys, I would never have thought I had a victim mentality. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I would never thought that I was a type of person that had a victim mentality. But there was an area in my life because it wasn't the lane that I was in. I kind of always looked to somebody else to, if they saw something in me, that they'd open a door for me. I would wait for someone else if they saw something in me to open a door for me in that lane because it wasn't what I was currently doing. Guys, that is being a victim. That is letting someone else control your future and your destiny. And here's what I know. You're on this earth for a big purpose. There's a big call on your life. There's destiny waiting for you. And at the end of your days, when you show up in heaven and God shows you a picture of who you're supposed to be, all the things you were supposed to do, let it not be said that, oh man, I don't even recognize that person. I never became it because I don't know. I was just waiting for someone else to tell me I was good at it. I was waiting for someone else to tell me I had permission to do it. I was waiting for someone else to give me the encouragement to do it. Guys, in this action and this mindset and this action economy, the biggest mindset flex you're going to have to flex is being your own biggest cheerleader. You're going to have to become masterful at that. You have got to become skilled at being a cheerleader for yourself. Nobody else is going to do it. Sometimes we get so consumed with what will other people think. And here's the truth of the matter of it. They're not thinking about you that long. If they think about you for a minute, great. And then they're moving on to their own life. So don't live your life according to the expectations of other people. Do what's put in your heart to do and do everything that you feel like you're supposed to do on this earth. Put your foot forward. If you're supposed to write a book, start writing the book. If you're supposed to open the restaurant, start getting the business plan together. If you're supposed to launch a podcast, do it. Take the step. If you're supposed to start a business, do it. If you're supposed to start a ministry, take the step. Every little action step. Small hinges swing big doors. And you can't stand and declare favor. And if you listen to this podcast, you know I talk about favor often. But you can't stand and declare favor and expect to see results if you actually, don't get in the car and drive it, so to speak. You have got to actually take the step of, I'm going to do something and God will favor me. I'm going to have to put the action in. And here's the thing I know. As you take the action step, you evolve. It builds confidence in you. And here's the greatest thing that action does. Action creates an authority score in your life. That's why it's fought so hard. It creates an authority score. When you don't negotiate with yourself and you show up and you do what you say you're going to do, your authority score with yourself gets higher and higher and higher because you trust yourself. And guess what the greatest force on earth is? The greatest force on earth, the highest vibrational force on earth is authenticity. And when you speak and you're authentic in your speaking because you do what you say you're going to do, it's who you are. It's not, you're not in one day and out the other day. You speak with a completely different authority. You believe yourself, you trust yourself. And that, my friend, causes a lights out scenario. You can't lose. Now, you might get knocked down, you'll pop back up. You can't lose. When you walk in that, like, you trust yourself, you know who you are. Your authority score with yourself is the greatest scorekeeper you have. You're the most important person to feel good about. I'm gonna say that again. You have to be you have to focus on yourself. Self-improvement is the most the you some people think it's so I don't have time for self-care. I don't have time for self-development. It's the greatest gift you can give to not only yourself but to your world. You owe it to your family, you owe it to your friends, you owe it to your purpose, you owe it to your call, you owe it to your community, you owe it to the world to show up as your best self moving forward and putting all that's out there, the dreams that God has given you, make them happen and quit waiting for someone else to come save you, someone else to come help you get jump started. Take the step. The interesting thing is that I always wanted this person to ask me to preach. Well, how would they even know that I did that? I even had an inward desire for it when I didn't ever talk like that. I was so real estate focused. The interesting thing is as I've taken the action step, which scared me, and I've taken the action step again, which scares me every time I've done it. Like when I go preach somewhere or I speak somewhere or I do a Bible study or do whatever, like I'm getting more and more confident like that is just part of who I am. And guess what? They're asking me to do these things. But if I wouldn't be putting out the product, if I wouldn't be putting out the content, if I wouldn't be taking the step, that would never cross their mind. Sometimes we're asking people to be mind readers over our destinies and mind readers over your future. Don't do that. Don't play small like that. Don't play limited like that. God goes with the goers. I say that to myself all the time. God goes with the goers, the ones that put one foot in front of the other and take the next step. So I'm cheering you on today. I'm encouraging you. Guys, we are headed into, you know, uh summer and I know a lot of people in the summer like they just want to chill out and do their thing and have fun, and I'm all about that. But when we finish summer, we've only got just a few months left and then we head into holiday season. Don't live your life on vacation mode because you're not on vacation mode. Time passes quickly. Be intentional. Be intentional about fulfilling what you're on this earth to fulfill. Be intentional about your dreams. That doesn't mean you can't go have fun and you can't go do the thing and you can't be, but whatever it is that you have a goal, a dream, or desire, be intentional. Don't, I, don't shelf it for the summer. I just told my team the other day, this is separation season. And those that do the consistent work, that do the things that when no one's watching, when no one's applauding, when no one's, the things, all the things, right? When you just keep doing it and showing up and doing it and showing up, pretty soon people are gonna be like, dang, how did they get so far ahead of us? How do they do so much? How did they become so much? It's because they acted during separation season. So do the things. Don't take the summer off. Do the fun things, do whatever. But if you just commit spending 20 minutes a day on things that are related to pursuing your dreams, your future self, your future bank account, your communities, your families, well, thank you. Well, thank you. And there's nothing like the feeling of someone walking up to you and saying, you have no idea the impact that you're making on my life or my wife or my world or your world. Like you have no idea the impact. Guys, it makes all the long days, the lonely days, the difficulties all worth it. We're all here to make a difference and we're all here to make an impact on other people's lives. And here's the reality of it, as you well know. We have to act our way out of it. And we have to act our way into becoming the person we are to become. You act your way into it. So you become by doing. So I hope that this message like inspires you, but it kind of shakes the cobwebs out. Like, guys, don't let the summer just pass you by. And then we're into fall and here comes 2026 and It's been a Groundhog's Day. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. This life is too precious. It's such a gift. Act your way and become all you're supposed to be on this earth. And know this, you truly are more. I appreciate you. If this message has done anything for you, this podcast has helped you at all, please give it a 5-star review, like it, share it, and I appreciate you.